Tonight, the American retaliatory strikes have begun. U.S. Central Command saying late this evening, U.S. forces began striking more than 85 targets in Iraq and Syria, using numerous aircraft, including long-range bombers flown from the U.S. The targets, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Quds Force and affiliated militia groups, hitting their command and control operations centers and intelligence centers, rockets and missiles, and unmanned air vehicle storage, among other sites. President Biden tonight saying our response began today. It will continue at times and places of our choosing, adding, let all those who might seek to do us harm know this. If you harm an American, we will respond. The U.S. strikes come in response to that deadly drone attack by Iranian-backed militias that struck Tower 22, a desert outpost in Jordan, killing 3 U.S. service members. That attack among more than 160 against American targets by Iranian-backed militias since October. President Biden had previously authorized limited strikes in response that even he acknowledged had not deterred the militias. And the president has been under pressure to respond more forcefully, especially after American service members were killed. All of it just hours after the commander-in-chief performed one of his most solemn duties, attending the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base as the remains of those 3 U.S. service members returned home. The President and First Lady joining the grieving families of 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers, a soldier's soldier, his cousin said, 24-year-old Sergeant Kennedy Sanders, whose family said she was always full of life, and 23-year-old Sergeant Brianna Moffett, her parents remembering how she could light up a room. The U.S. today also launching preemptive strikes on the Iranian-backed Houthis. NBC's Courtney Kuby is in the region tonight.
I'm here on the USS Eisenhower in the Red Sea, where just a couple hours ago, nearly a dozen F-A-18 fighter jets took off from the deck of this aircraft carrier. Their mission, to stop multiple incoming drones fired by Houthi rebels in Yemen. They were supported by EA-18 Growlers, protecting the fighter jets from Houthi air defenses. Now, defense officials stress that these actions tonight were not part of the larger retaliatory actions that the U.S. has been talking about all week.
Thanks to Courtney Kuby in the region tonight. And Peter, you've got reporting on what was hit in these attacks.
Lester, that's right. 2 U.S. officials tell NBC News tonight that at least half a dozen facilities were struck and that those sites were linked directly to attacks against the U.S. and coalition forces in the region. Tonight, as we said, President Biden putting out a statement saying, among other things, that he does not seek a wider war in the Middle East or anywhere else in the world. Lester.